The tension involved two officers from the Columbia County Sheriff's Office and a 61-year-old blind man, Jim Hodges, who objected to being stopped while walking because of his folding cane. The deputies initially stopped Mr. Hodges for a suspicious bulge in his back pocket, believing that it might be a firearm. The atmosphere became increasingly tense as Mr. Hodges attempted to explain that the protrusion was a folding stick.
I don't need the ID unless there's a reasonable articulated suspicion. And I have committed a crime and committing a crime or about to do a crime.
However, the officer seems less interested in the clarification. In that moment of incomprehension, the officer decides to arrest Mr. Hodges, not only for the misinterpreted protrusion, but also for resisting arrest. The question arises, was this action proportional to the actual situation? The deputies continue. After this footage unfolds, both officers, faced with disciplinary action, receive a suspension. The ethical question of arresting a blind man due to misunderstanding and misinterpretation hangs in the air. If you think police chases like these happen only in the movies, this footage from police officers of the Czech Republic is a real account of a man within a driving prohibition under the influence of drugs and alcohol driving a stolen car while being chased. After chasing down the man in a nearby gas station, the officers quickly cornered his vehicle to arrest him. When the officers noticed that the man was slightly having a slurred speech while talking to them, they quickly checked if he was under the influence of alcohol. After confirming he was indeed under the influence of alcohol while driving the stolen car, the man was now moved to jail with certain charges following his arrest. On January 7th, 2020, Trooper Derek Lewis, with the Florida Highway Patrol, conducted a window tint traffic stop on a vehicle driven by Elizabeth Espinoza. The 27-year-old Espinoza told Lewis that she was on her way back from a trip to Texas, where unfortunately she had lost her driver's license.
Hello, I'm Trooper Lewis. You have a license with you today?
As Espinoza wrote down her information for Lewis, the trooper confirmed his suspicion with a tint meter. The windows were unlawfully dark. Trooper Chris Nottingham arrived on the scene with his K9 partner, Flip, for a free air sniff around Miss Espinoza's vehicle. Flip alerted, and Sergeant Joshua Malloy and Trooper Eric Schaub arrived on the scene to assist in the vehicle search. Trooper Derek Lewis asked a bunch of questions about why their K9 partner was sniffing all sorts of strange cargo inside the vehicle. The trooper then decided to detain her for probable cause. This story blends mystery with determination. It revolves around a situation where an ordinary McDonald's biscuit becomes a lifesaver for a missing individual.
Officials say the man's family filed a missing persons report, saying he was last spoken to on October 15th. That day, Boyle told a friend he was...
Taylor Boyle disappeared for 3 days, causing immense concern for his family. He was reported missing after mentioning his plan to grab breakfast at McDonald's on October 15th, before heading to a friend's place. Friends and family rallied together in a frantic search, combing back roads to retrace his steps, all in a desperate bid to locate him.
One of the friends noted the McDonald's biscuit Taylor was bringing Sean was still in Taylor's backpack. Breakfast may be a little cold and quite late.
In an unexpected twist, the missing man was found due to a motorcycle accident. There, clinging to life, was the individual clutching the promised McDonald's biscuit, Taylor Boyle. In Uherské Hradiště, a motorcyclist is subjected to a dangerous chase. The night soon turns into a bright morning, but the chase continues with unending tension. The motorist goes to great lengths to perform dangerous stunts to escape the pursuing officers. The chase that began in the darkness of night ended under the bright morning sun. When they arrived at a rice field road, fate finally spoke. While attempting to make a turn, the motorist skidded, and this dangerous escape came to a crucial end with the arrest of the motorist in the green rice fields. On a quiet Sunday morning in the old city, a tense scene was unfolding. A motorcyclist, overcome by the effects of a hangover, was creating tension on the streets. Officers from the Riga City Police Center received a report of a drunk motorcyclist in Pulvertorna. Quickly, they arrive at the location and find a drunk man standing next to his motorcycle. In conversation, police provide a wise alternative: take a taxi home. However, as soon as the patrol car leaves, CCTV reports the motorcycle driver lights up and runs away. With swift action, the officers began a tense chase. Despite trying to escape, the motorcycle driver was unable to evade justice. At high speed, the police managed to cut him off and arrest him. When officers from the traffic police arrived, the driver refused to undergo an alcohol test, complicating the situation. At around 5:15 p.m., 52-year-old Derry Wayne Lambert was stopped by deputies after an officer observed his vehicle utilizing the use of flashing emergency lights and an activated siren while also driving through a red light. Lambert introduced himself as a U.S. Marshal, but the deputy sensed that he was not being truthful. Lambert told the deputy that he was responding to a shooting while saying he needed to go back to shift.
I got to go back to shift in about 2 hours. So
where's shift at? Where's shift
I got to get my car.
Yeah.
However, the officers were still unconvinced and had a U.S. Marshal Service liaison questioned Lambert over the phone to confirm his identity.
Phone wants to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
Sir, what is your name?
Gary Lambert.
Okay.
My second house.
Saying that's a federal crime now.
Yeah, exactly. I know exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
After handcuffing Lambert, the deputies searched Lambert's vehicle and discovered a full control panel of the fake U.S. Marshal's emergency lights and sirens. The MCSO's U.S. Marshal liaison also responded to questioning Lambert in person. With all of Lambert's inconsistent information about his identity, it was again confirmed that he was no U.S. Marshal. On September 6th, Ohio troopers engaged in a high-speed pursuit. Dashcam footage shows an 18-year-old speeding at 100 mph, catching the attention of a vigilant trooper.
What are we looking for now? Here we are. Action back.
The pursuit spanned 3 counties, with sirens wailing through the night. The 18-year-old suspect refused to surrender.
Back up.
The chase escalated even more when the red vehicle drove inside the streets of Ohio, the pavements getting smaller and trickier, even for the people living there. Unlucky for him, Michael somehow manages to trap himself on private property and goes to a full stop.
We're just gonna drive it and then sail out. Out to the right side into the woods, there's a trail that leads down the hill.
6 felonies were stamped on the suspect's off-road journey. The Ohio troopers, the watchful vigilant, never backed down, ensuring that this high-speed outlaw faced his rightful consequences. The flying squad detectives uncovered something huge right in the busy Westlands area. They busted 3 people from Mali linked to a huge fake money operation.
Shillings in fake currency in Nairobi's Westlands area. The detectives, led by Flying Squad head Musa Yego, raided.
The discovery of over $1 billion counterfeit Kenyan shillings was staggering, raising questions about the extent of this counterfeit operation. The revelation shocked the city, uncovering the vast scale of this illegal enterprise. The Flying Squad detectives not only dismantled a criminal syndicate, but also protected potential victims from falling victim to counterfeit currency. As they dig deeper into this case, more mysteries begin to unravel. How did this operation remain hidden for so long? And what other revelations are lurking in the shadows, waiting to be uncovered?
Tunafanya hapa ni kuibia wa Kenya kwa njia ya kwamba wanaombea hao wapate pesa.
This entire situation serves as a stark reminder of the unwavering commitment and diligence of our law enforcement officers. They're consistently on top of their game, ensuring the integrity of our currency and the stability of our financial system. A highway scene takes place on a very tense morning in this footage shown from the dashboard of a Norwood police officer in the following terrifying situation. The chase began about 2.5 miles away in the city of Norwood. Officer Harvey was running radar when Ryan Brown pulled up in front of the police car. Brown's behavior was strange, which led Officer Harvey to immediately pursue him to investigate a driving under the influence offense. Attempts to stop Ryan Brown appeared unsuccessful. The chase continued until Brown crashed into a parked SUV, then continued north at 80 kilometers per hour until hitting a pole on Montgomery Road at around 2:30 a.m. As a result, Brown had to undergo surgery and faced charges of drug possession of 163 grams of marijuana in his car. On a dark and cold night on December 16, 2022, police sergeant, supposed to be a law enforcer, finds himself in a shocking situation. Sergeant Peter Feckers of the Indianapolis Police Department was reported to have been in an accident involving himself and another car while Sergeant Peter was driving alone. However, the facts said otherwise.
Just step out. Come on. Come on. No? Yes.
Hey, bud.
Look.
We talked about this earlier.
When the officer realized something was wrong and approached the police vehicle that was carrying him, Sergeant Feckers collapsed behind the wheel. The atmosphere was tense, the officer smelled alcohol on his breath and suspected this was the cause of his accident.
Smell it come from your breath. I already know what's going on. I'm not pushing buttons. You're starting to push my buttons already. If you're going to be compliant, be compliant. If not, we can go to jail and you can figure it out later.
Sergeant Feckers is confronted with reality. Through interactions with the officer, we witness a law enforcer faced with the consequences. Ultimately, Sergeant Feckers was sentenced to 1 year of unsupervised probation with a $375 fee.
If you're going to push my buttons, we'll go straight to jail. I'm not kidding with you, okay?
24-year-old Derul Chaplin, a Milwaukee driver with a history of traffic offenses, faces another encounter with the police. Officers pulled him over for running a red light in this body cam video. Rather than be apologetic, Chaplin even stated that he was in a hurry and needed to go, which the officer ignored. The officer quickly told Chaplin to get in the patrol car's back seat as he ran his name through the system.
You ran the light, then you ran that stop sign.
I ain't running the stop sign.
Dude, it's on camera, my guy.
I yield.
I'm not here to mess with you, bro.
This is not the first time the police pulled over Chaplin, as he had always had no license plates, registration, or a valid driver's license. His long list of traffic offenses continued even after this body cam footage, proving that he did not care much about the repercussions of his actions. In the Arkansas Sun, a relentless pursuit unfolded on the dusty roads of Clay County. Anthony Washam, a man on the run, pushed his motorcycle to its limit, with the dash camera capturing it all.
Black male, he's wearing red pants.
With high speed and sirens blaring, the trooper relentlessly pursued Washam, a modern-day outlaw on US Highway 62. Washam continued their race eastward toward McDougal, showing no intent to surrender. Washam veered onto County Road 329, with the trooper in close pursuit and his chances of escape dwindling.
Hands up! Hands up! Chase away from me! Chase away!
The footage revealed the end of a high-stakes gamble. Washam's recklessness led to incarceration and charges of trafficking, possession of methamphetamine and marijuana, felony fleeing, and reckless driving. Back on July 20th, this team stumbled upon a £3.6 million cache of drugs, leaving no doubt that they were linked to some sketchy organised crime operation. Let's get into the details.
4 propagators in here. There's the big water butts which feed the plants. We've got more plants at different stages of growth again.
Large cannabis farms, such as the one they recently shut down, are big money sources for illegal activities. When they dig deeper, they often stumble upon weapons and discover individuals who have been trafficked, highlighting the human toll of this criminal operation.
The net's over there, and as you can see, this goes quite far back into the unit.
The CDT's special team deals with a pretty serious problem: illegal electricity hookups. These things are a real fire risk, and sometimes they're the reason factories go up in flames. The following footage shows a tense incident that took place in the state of Michigan in June.
Passing Cedar Springs Avenue, speed 64.
Southbound passing Cedar Springs, 64 miles an hour, 1405.
It all started with the RV disobeying a red light at the intersection of M46 and M91. The officer tried to stop the vehicle, but the RV seemed to have no intention of stopping.
Anything else in there?
No, it's just me. I was trying to hitchhike.
You were driving? You were driving.
100% you were.
100%, we just walked.
No.
I got in the last time.
As the official chase dragged on and the tension grew, officers finally stopped the RV with a daring pit maneuver as the vehicle tried to leave US 131 at exit 104 Kent County. Linda Mankell, the suspected driver, was arrested at the end of the high-tension chase. On the tension-filled night of November 22, 2022, an electrifying event took place at the pub, Ohio. A woman, fueled by the effects of intoxicants, was involved in a heartbreaking incident that shook the peace of the bar staff. At the pub, the bar staff witnessed irregularities when an obviously intoxicated guest threw a glass at the bartender. An emergency call is immediately made to PPE.
So she picks up, throws it all over, throws a glass at our bartender, it broke, shattered, and won't leave. We've asked her several times to leave.
When officers arrived at the scene, the accused had the odor of intoxicants on his breath and appeared very unstable.
Heather, why would I be told that you were throwing stuff?
I wasn't. I really wasn't.
You didn't throw anything? It's kind of weird that we get a call about somebody in a mall.
The accused, who was clearly intoxicated, was eventually arrested and taken to the county jail for a 6-hour detention to receive the consequences of his actions.
Pull away from me, so.
No, I really wasn't.
You really were.
No, I
So we're going to really take a walk right over here, and we're going to go to regional jail for the night.
I really wasn't.
On April 15th, 2023, police officers noticed a speeding vehicle and immediately conducted a traffic stop. The driver had no valid documents or a driver's license to present to the officers. They were unaware of what this man was hiding in his vehicle. The officer asked the man if he was carrying any weapons, to which he denied it and continued to explain himself to them. Little did he know, his charges were only adding up from here. As soon as one of the officers ran a background check on him, it was revealed that he had several past charges related to unlawful use of a weapon.
You got anything else in the car? No. Guns, drugs, weapons, handguns, anything that a canine would indicate on, or if you came out of the car that I would find if I searched the car, anything like that? Are you sure? I'm positive.
While the man still tries his best efforts to escape the situation, the officers insist on arresting him. The man's girlfriend even called the officers to explain his insurance, but it was too late.
Well, this ain't you. It's not your social security number. It's not your address. Who? I got one? No, I'm asking you because you're giving me a fake name. I know you're giving me a fake name.
After finally putting the man in handcuffs and placing him inside the patrol car, the police searched his vehicle and found his guns. He was now facing charges of aggravated, unlawful use of a weapon, obstructing justice, speeding, and an invalid driver's license. On a snowy night, January 28, 2021, police officers in Hennepin County, Minnesota, began their routine patrol near 7581 Normandale Boulevard. Their focus was on a stolen silver Toyota 4Runner, and the stolen plates revealed an unsettling truth.
Out and occupied, stolen, days in, Mary Sam Victor 032. And he's fleeing north.
The officers attempted a traffic stop, but the Toyota bolted onto Viking Drive, launching an adrenaline-fueled pursuit. The car swerved wildly and turned onto 78th Street, where the slippery snow made driving extremely dangerous.
Put your hands up! You're under arrest! Put your hands up! Put your hands up! Stay in the car! You're under arrest!
In an unexpected turn of events, a man from Oklahoma was arrested when authorities discovered a large-scale marijuana operation inside his box truck. Initially, he claimed to have all the required licenses for the operation.
Things don't add up.
It's coming from where?
That's the location.
It's coming from Okima?
I think so.
On January 5th, the Seminole Police Department encountered an unexpected incident. Bun Wong, 46 years old, presented licenses and documents, but the police remained skeptical. Upon inspecting the truck's cargo, they discovered a total of 222 fully grown cannabis plants.
I can have them send that to you, but right now you're going to be detained for not having a transport license, because you don't have a transport license.
My boss has it.
You have to have...
Currently incarcerated, Bun Wong faces serious charges for illicitly cultivating and trafficking cannabis. Authorities continue their investigation to uncover any potential accomplices. If convicted, he could be looking at a substantial prison sentence. In this tense moment in the next clip, a frightening incident takes place from the dashboard of a driver who is traveling in a winter night road situation. On January 22nd, 2023, a shocking incident occurred on northbound 169 when a car traveling on a slippery winter nighttime road was shocked by the terrifying scene of a black SUV at high speed that lost control and crashed into the roadside barrier.
89 Metro, 10-6.
On scene, 636.
Oh, yep, that was...
The high-speed accident involved a black SUV traveling at a deadly speed As the police attempted to respond to this incident quickly and decisively, fate seemed to decide to protect them. The good news is that there were no injuries in this incident. Inside a bustling police dispatch centre in Sheffield, UK, there was a focused and determined dispatcher, a guy in his late 30s, juggling multiple screens that beam live feeds from various police dashcams. Our dispatcher, all in, geared up to coordinate this unfolding chase. An officer was hot on the tail of an erratic driver who was hitting speeds of about 90 miles per hour. The dashcam shows the suspect's car dancing dangerously between lanes, just barely missing some major collisions. The action kept going right through Sheffield's city centre, and this suspect was threading a needle, nearly taking out pedestrians and causing all sorts of chaos. Our officers pulled off a slick move, laying down spike strips to try and take the wind out of the drunk driver's sails. The spikes did their job, shredding the suspect's tires and sending the car swerving out of control. A woman from Arkansas named Shanette LaFay Curlett was no stranger to the criminal justice system there. This woman had committed various traffic violations and was associated with several charges. In this bodycam footage, Curlett was stopped by an officer as she committed another traffic violation, but she was just not having it today. The officer kept demanding Curlett for her registration and insurance as she kept on arguing that she did not commit any traffic violation.
Man, we're not going to argue right here. I know, but I want to know. Okay, ma'am, I told you, improper lane use. Okay, I need to see your license and registration. I didn't even use the license.
Curlett was once charged with traffic violations such as speeding and driving a vehicle without tags, with other charges including disorderly conduct, public intoxication, and resisting arrest. With all these charges against her, it was no surprise that she's well known within the criminal justice system of Arkansas now. Dashcam footage from the Arkansas State Police captured a high-speed chase of a Camaro RS exceeding 130 miles per hour. The troopers are in hot pursuit, their siren blaring. They're inches from the Camaro's bumper. It's a white-knuckle race down the highway, and then it happens. The Camaro makes a high-speed maneuver, darting into traffic, leaving our fearless cop in the dust. The Sprinter is gone. The Camaro disappears into the horizon. In the Kirovsky district of the Leningrad region, local cops discovered a hidden drug lab in a regular-looking house in the village of Pavlovo. Police entered the location and discovered an array of suspicious equipment and a makeshift warehouse filled with packed items, indicating a significant operation. While investigating, they stumbled upon two individuals who appeared aware of their imminent trouble. The detective and the team are determined to dismantle the drug operation and prevent harmful substances from reaching the streets, acknowledging the task's difficulty, but remaining prepared for the challenge. Dashcam footage captures the gripping moments of the chase on a highway in the state of Arkansas. A Mustang traveling at a surprisingly fast pace, passing patrol officers who had been monitoring it for a chase. After the chase lasted for quite a while, the driver did not call out to the patrol officer. Quickly, not wanting to linger, the Mustang driver was immediately chased and approached to prepare for something unexpected. Starting to advance towards the Mustang, waiting for the right time, the Mustang was nudged into a high-speed pit maneuver.
How many up? Hey, come to us, come to us, come to us, come to us!
Then the Mustang car and its driver entered a ditch full of bushes on the side of the highway where they were trapped. Quickly, the driver was pulled over by a patrol officer, and because of his actions, he was charged with highway trespassing, which created a high level of tension. In what followed, a shocking incident involved an allegedly drunk police officer, Justin Augie Augustine, on October 27th on a dark night in Pequot, Ohio. On October 27th, Augustine's patrol car crashed into a semi-trailer with a flatbed loaded with concrete barriers. Charged with intoxication and the use of Percocet pills, Augustine pleaded not guilty before Lieutenant Rick Byron.
When you total a vehicle, you got to go down for a and drug and alcohol assessment. Everybody that wrecks a cruiser that totals it has to go down there.
At the Pica police station, Lieutenant Byron, confronting Augustine with kid gloves, attempted to control the situation, with weapons requested and pleas not to leave the office.
Are you under the influence of anything, Augie? No? Good. I hope not.
I'm done.
What's going on, though? Tell me what's going on, bud.
I'm done.
All right. Are you under the influence of something, Augie? What's wrong with you right now? I don't understand.
I'm done.
Augustine's eyes are red and her speech is inhibited as she cries, creating an alarming image. As Augustine refuses to go to the medical center for drug and alcohol testing, the uncertainty grows. In a tense climax, Augustine is finally taken to the Upper Valley Medical Center.
What do you do?
If it's just an accident, what do I do?
You hit a semi-trailer, so again, as part of our policy, we have to go down with that and go take the test.
On the night of April 12, 2023, officers were called to respond at a gas station as a woman was carrying a gas can and threatening people to give her money. Initially, she was given a criminal trespass warning, but she kept trespassing on the property. The officers decided to arrest her, but this happened. The woman kept resisting and screaming nonsense and even asked to call the sheriff's department, which was only adding to her charges. She even told the officers that she had peed on herself, but this didn't stop the officers from trying to arrest her and put her into the patrol car.
Please! They're hurting me! I just don't see!
However, things only got worse. With the combined efforts of the police officers, the female was successfully placed inside the patrol car as she kept screaming.
Here, grab her legs up.
The officers outside were handling each other wipes as the female's urine was all over their pants.
I'll help you clean your lip. Do you have hospital wipes? That's what you're gonna need. Hey, you ever remember seeing any of this stuff on the job description when you got hired here?
On their way to the jail, the female was said to have kept shouting and screaming nonsense. She was eventually charged with criminal trespass and resisting arrest for causing a scene with multiple officers. Police bodycam footage from Bento Gonçalves, Brazil, shows a wild chase through the city's busy streets. On a sunny afternoon, a thief steals a Toyota Corolla, attempting to outrun the pursuing officer. Sharp corners and narrow streets are no match for the seasoned cop, who maneuvers like a pro. Sirens wail as they race through the city's outskirts. The suspect's futile attempt to change his license plates captured on film. From turn to turn, the officer remains determined. Dalmo Sousa's thrilling capture of the chase exemplifies the police force's unwavering commitment and serves as a reminder that justice always wins in the end. In the New Jersey Pine Barrens, a mother stands at the forest's edge, expressing a mix of worry and hope as her 4-year-old child and their dog have disappeared.
Been in the woods in Buena Vista Township for about an hour. They say his mom could hear him calling for help, but just could not find him. Look at him, so upset. There it is, look at this body.
A 4-year-old kid and their dog disappeared while out on a hike in the thick Pine Barrens woods. Even though the search party went all out, there was no trace of them. Cops, along with a K9 unit, gear up and dive into the deep woods. They're on a mission, marching through the forest like a well-oiled machine. In the depths of the woods, they discover the child and the dog huddled together, frightened but unharmed. The search team joyfully reunites the child and the dog with their emotional mother at the forest's entrance. This footage shows a Cleveland police officer being arrested and questioned for driving under the influence by state police. Late at night on December 20th, 2017, in Ashland County, Ohio, police stopped a sedan for suspicious behavior, making for a bizarre and unlikely arrest because of what the sedan driver did while being questioned by officers.
2 sets on you. Do you have somebody that can come help you out?
Yeah.
She's in Medina?
Yeah.
Unexpectedly, the man behind the red sedan was Cleveland police officer Robert Sweeney. When the investigation was conducted, it seemed that what he had done was bad luck for his future police career. He was confirmed guilty and taken by state police officers for his actions on the basis of driving under the influence of alcohol. Eventually, Officer Sweeney was fired from the Cleveland Police Department on Thursday, November 1st, 2018, for his disciplinary actions. On a tense night, Riga City Police were involved in a dramatic chase with young men in a stolen car. It was a dramatic moment in the evening on Monday, August 15th. Two suspicious vehicles crossing the Zjepnikans triggered decisive action from Zemgali department officers. What followed was a series of car races and dangerous escapes. Riga City officers decided to stop two suspicious cars that night. However, in a tense moment, the driver of the car refused to stop. In an act of bravery, the young man jumped out of the car, which continued to drive without stopping. In a dramatic depiction, Riga City officials managed to chase down and arrest the young man, and he ended up facing charges for his behavior. Bodycam footage from Lake Placid officer David Roden captured the rescue of a 9-year-old who was trapped under a dock while swimming with his friends. Roden responded to the scene as soon as he received the call about the incident and was given assistance by a firefighter named Rafael Ramos as they desperately searched for the child. Roden decided to place his bodycam down on the dock as he and Ramos struggled to free the boy. A surprising sight was seen when Roden picked up his bodycam and placed it on himself again.
The kid's no longer stuck underneath. See all the way under? No one else is under? No, nobody. All right.
After the rescue, the boy walked away with some medical personnel assisting him to get himself checked. Roden was glad that the situation with the child had a happy ending thanks to his and Ramos's quick response and thinking. It was a Friday afternoon of April 9th, 2021, a date that would go down in Trooper Bird's career as one of the most memorable of his life. The police body camera footage opens with the white Dodge Charger careening down State Highway 7 at high speeds. The Dodge Charger sped through the streets, exceeding its top speed limit. The pursuit swerved through the streets, weaving like a lethal dance, and as Trooper Payton joined the chase, chaos reigned. The suspect then turned onto State Highway 247. As the scene unfolded, they reached a residential neighborhood. Trooper Bird urged the children to safety with a frantic blare of the horn. The tension was unbearable as the seconds ticked away. At last, the white Charger pulled into a driveway.
Get out on the ground.
We got him out of gun pointed into this road.
Fortunately, the suspenseful pursuit ended. At Hudson Regional Hospital in New Jersey, they found nearly 40 guns and a whole bunch of ammo stashed in the office closet of their marketing personnel, Reuven Alaneliaf.
Secaucus police officers uncovering a stash of weapons in a closet. Handgun after handgun, shotgun after shotgun, and an assault rifle.
There were handguns, shotguns, and even an assault rifle, all neatly laid out in a closet. Now it gets even weirder, because it turns out that Reuven Alaneliaf, who's just the marketing director at the hospital, was the one behind this whole pile of weapons.
Get a statement from Hudson Regional Hospital and speak with someone about what safety protocols, if any, have changed since this incident. And I was repeatedly told no comment.
No one can figure out how a marketing job led to this sketchy armory. The community demanded answers, pushing for a response from the hospital administration, while concerns about safety protocols and the risk to patients and staff intensified. This incident was recorded in October 2019 at around 10:01 p.m. when a police car on patrol became involved in a fierce chase.
6, 530, I'm almost to the train tracks, but I think y'all are going to pass me before I get there.
In this clip, a pursuit unfolds as a driver in a black double cabin speeds northbound on US 63, just north of Black Rock. The tension escalates as police radar clocks the car at 73 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone, prompting police to take extensive measures to stop this high-speed lawbreaker.
What I want is a dog to stay so somebody behind me to stay back just a little bit.
After a prolonged chase, an attempt to halt the black vehicle involves a nudge from the officer. The car loses control and executes a pit maneuver at 98 miles per hour, sending it into a roadside ditch. Subsequently, the driver is arrested on charges of high-speed violations. Tense and gripping, as is the case in this tense moment when police officers chase down 7 teenagers who are fleeing after stealing a car. The teenagers, who reportedly stole a KIA vehicle, were chased by police officers who received the report. However, the teenagers had no intention of stopping.
Travel now. East on Bender approaching.
The chase was intense for several miles. The officers were waiting for the right moment to catch them. However, the car suddenly lost control and went into a pit maneuver.
Nearly missed the vehicle, slid out of control.
Some of the men got out of the car and ran away. The swift pursuit of the perpetrators brought the moment to an end for the teenage thieves.
In pursuit, divers, black male, red sweater, black pants, short afro. We are running behind Ace.
Glendale police officers received a frantic call on April 10, 2022, about a car that drove down a bike path and straight into the waters of the Milwaukee River. This body cam footage shows the bravery of the officers who responded as they tried to save the man who was trapped inside the car on the water. The officers who decided to save the man removed their gears before plunging into cold waters. After reaching the submerged vehicle, the officers were seen pulling the unconscious man to the shore. The remaining officers immediately revived the unconscious man.
Get him over to me, get him to me. Come on! Legs! Here, any man.
While the officers who responded in the water were then taken to the hospital to get checked for hypothermia. After finding out that the officers were doing just fine, they were presented with awards for their willingness to save a life. Along Highway 22, a stolen Honda's roar shattered the tranquil countryside. Dallas police officers engaged in a harrowing chase with Jeffrey Rogers, a wanted man. Dashcam footage revealed a nerve-wracking dance between law enforcement and the fugitive. Intending to escape, Rogers took the back roads and left a trail of dust in his wake. The Polk County Sheriff's Office sergeant, illuminated by the setting sun, raced to join the pursuit. With twilight closing in, the tension escalated. The stolen Honda's engine finally gave out, and Rogers and his accomplice, Morgan Swires, bolted from the car.
Okay! Get your hands up!
In the shadows, the truth emerged. Methamphetamine, money and paraphernalia concealed in the stolen car. The parking lot is shrouded in darkness, with only a few flickering overhead lights. Off in the distance, a child sobbing can be heard.
She's okay, she's okay, she's getting warm. You're okay, baby.
A mother left her 3-year-old in a car at a store. A police officer receives a call about a stolen car with the child inside. They rush to the scene, finding the stolen car without the child. The officer searches the area with a flashlight.
I'll be honest, on my way home, I started crying too. I was just very happy and thankful that we were able to find it.
Faint sobbing is heard from a dark corner in the parking lot. The child is found huddled and shivering. The mother arrives, visibly relieved and teary-eyed, rushing to hug her child tightly. A major scandal has shaken the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey following the release of a shocking video.
That is my ID, and that is my business card. I am the commissioner of the Port Authority, and I'm heading up over 4,000 police officers, okay?
It began with a routine traffic stop due to an unknown license plate number. The driver had a valid driver's license, but couldn't provide his insurance card or vehicle registration, leading to the impoundment of his car.
I will be talking to the chief of police,
please,
and I will be speaking to the mayor.
Badge number 540.
I got your name.
Just to make sure there's no discrepancy.
What made this case stand out was that one of the passengers in the vehicle was the daughter of Karen Z. Turner, a commissioner at the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey.
You can take it.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
Have a pleasant day.
When the controversial video emerged, Turner was promptly fired on Monday, raising significant questions about ethics and integrity in government. Inside the corridors of Stenstrom Elementary School in Florida, a jaw-droppingly controversial moment culminates when a 9-year-old is put in handcuffs by police. February incident at Stenstrom Elementary School as the boy continued to run amok in the school mailroom, throwing items in the room.
That's okay. I get that a lot. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
This drastic action shocked and alarmed the teachers. In tense moments, Oviedo police had to handcuff a 9-year-old 4th grader for 13 minutes while loud and confrontational words could be heard in the tense atmosphere.
Stop it. Sit up. Chill.
Just relax.
This body cam footage shows these officers boarding this plane and calmly walking down the aisle as if looking for somebody. Reaching the back section of the plane, they found a man in a black cap sitting nervously as the officers arrived. The next thing the officers did was shameful for this guy.
Lean forward a little bit.
You got a warrant out for your arrest, all right?
It turns out this guy was Andriy Galinine, a traveler who had initiated a lewd act by exposing himself to a young girl while waiting to board the flight to Florida at the airport. Video evidence was provided to the police that prompted Galinine's arrest at the plane. With the passengers looking at him in disbelief, Galinine was having a walk of shame moment as the officers guided him outside the plane and eventually charged him with public indecency. Under the blazing sun in Aiken County, a call came over the police radio about a stolen Humvee, prompting officers to race to the scene. The stolen Humvee roared through the streets, a yellow streak on wheels. The high-speed chase narrowly dodged oncoming traffic.
Y'all be careful.
8 minutes felt like an eternity as tension built until the Humvee's tires finally gave out, causing the stolen vehicle to careen off.
Flat down! Flat down! Come on! Come on!
As the driver's side door creaked, a desperate, disheveled man exited the car. Dashcam footage showed the uncertain standoff as officers yelled for his surrender. This previously tranquil house in Chipping Norton has transformed into an underground drug den. Law enforcement, wearing hazmat suits, is conducting a thorough search. The interior reeks like a chemical war zone. Six rooms function as clandestine drug labs, producing various illicit substances, including MDMA. Law enforcement is dismantling one of these drug labs in the kitchen, encountering a chaotic scene with jars of suspicious chemicals and drug production equipment strewn across the counters. Meanwhile, detectives uncover fancy setups in one of the bedrooms, observing a well-organized and high-quality drug production operation with glassware and different stages of drug manufacturing. Inside, the law enforcement continues their meticulous investigation. Meanwhile, outside the house, a crowd of onlookers, including reporters and curious bystanders, has gathered. Additionally, specialized firefighters in hazmat gear are present to ensure the safety of the premises before dismantling the drug lab. The footage takes place in April 2016 in Colorado. In a confusing incident, an SUV almost makes a deadly mistake. On a cold day with snow falling along the highway, a horrific incident occurred. A Colorado State Patrol officer investigating an accident on US 36 was surprised by a speeding SUV, and just as the trooper was about to stop, the SUV lost control and almost hit the trooper. This situation created a very tense and dangerous situation. The police officer had to act quickly to avoid a potentially serious incident, while the SUV driver also had to respond immediately. Afterward, investigators further investigated the incident to find the SUV driver. In this moment, a young man intent on sneaking underage liquor was caught by the keen eyes of a La Crosse police officer on bike patrol on October 1st, 2021. What begins as a minor offense turns into an escape story that is hard to forget. While the city of La Crosse celebrates Oktoberfest, the police patrol to maintain order. However, their keen eyes did not miss the presence of a man who tried to smuggle a can of alcohol into his right pocket.
All sorts of stuff in your pocket. Am I going to find a wallet on you? I don't want you to lie and get more tickets.
No, you can search me. I got alcohol, that's about it.
Okay.
I'm chilling right here.
Caught in an inescapable reality, the teen's escape didn't last long. Despite trying to escape by evading capture, his efforts were thwarted by the alert officer who spotted the moment.
No, you're not straight.
Stop.
No, you're going to jail.
Stop.
You're going to jail now.
In this bodycam footage released by the Volusia County Sheriff's Department in Florida, an Atlantic High School resource deputy was searching the school for a 16-year-old boy. As he stumbled upon the boy wearing a hooded jacket and a backpack, the deputy immediately demanded to talk with him.
Are you know what I want to talk to you about? You don't know?
The deputy continued to search the boy until he lifted his hooded jacket.
Somebody reported that they have a photo of you. Looks like there's some sort of a weapon sticking out of a pocket.
And revealed something tucked in his waistband, which signaled the officer that it was time to arrest him.
Do me a favor, just lift 2 sweatshirts sweatshirt up. Lift your sweatshirt up again. What is that?
Turns out, the 16-year-old boy has been arrested for bringing a loaded weapon to school. The police were already warned about a TikTok where a child brought a pistol to school, which prompted the search for the boy.
Anything else I need to be concerned about? What kind of gun is it?
The deputy assured the boy that he would not humiliate him and they'd exit through the back door instead of the gym.
I'm not going to parade you through the gym, but we're going to go to my office and we're going to do the investigation.
It was then revealed that the boy had taken the weapon from a relative and they were now facing charges related to the theft of firearms. Officer McMiller's watch blinks at 10:23 a.m. The footage was shaky and the day was filled with sirens blaring. The motorist, a reckless figure, led Oakland County Police on a relentless daytime chase, racing down sunlit streets. The suburban neighborhood became a battleground as speed soared. With remarkable accuracy, the driver swerved towards the bay. Miraculously, the driver resurfaced, breathless, drenched, but still alive. In the footage, two cops were doing their thing at the laid-back border checkpoint between North Africa and Spain. One of them let out a sigh while gazing into the distance. There was this truck nearby, making a racket and ruining their conversation, so they moseyed over and spotted two mattresses tied to the roof. The trucker, all twitchy, was yapping with the folks hiding inside. Inside those squishy mattresses, two people were crammed in like nobody's business, gasping for air and couldn't even eyeball each other. The Border Patrol crew was all pumped, scoping out the action. So, they tore that mattress open and found those sneaky migrants stashed inside. The officers snagged the two migrants and escorted them away. In an effort to stop a teenage girl from driving under the influence of alcohol, police mentors engaged in a high-risk pursuit. As the chase begins, the potential consequences become immediately clear. The teenager's reckless driving poses a significant threat, endangering the lives of fellow drivers and innocent bystanders. In an unexpected turn of events, the teenager's car becomes a source of dramatic tension for the pursuing police officer. The teenager's car starts swerving erratically, collides with a road divider, and veers into a roadside yard. This situation forces the officers to make extra efforts to prevent a potential disaster. Suddenly, the suspect appears to surrender, with law enforcement closing in, ultimately bringing the chase to a conclusion. In the footage, we witness the incredible bravery of the officers as they walk dangerously close to the recreational vehicle, unaware of the imminent danger. The calm before the storm quickly dissipates, and without warning, a loud shockwave fills the air as the vehicle explodes. The officers were just moments away from the unimaginable, demonstrating immense courage in the face of grave danger. The bombing happened early on the holiday morning, before the dense streets were active. The officers were responding to a report of shots fired and came upon the scene to find the RV blaring an ominous recorded message that a bomb would detonate in 15 minutes. Following the explosion, investigators meticulously combed through the wreckage. Afterward, a piece of DNA evidence was found at the scene. It helped investigators link the vehicle identification number recovered from the wreckage. Buckle up for a wild ride as we dive into the heart-pounding events of a recent traffic stop that escalated into a nail-biting pursuit. It's a Tuesday night on the ever-busy Interstate 95 when the scene unfolds. A pickup truck is caught speeding at a whopping 80 miles per hour in a 60 zone. Little do they know, their choice is about to ignite a chain of events that will leave you at the edge of your seat. Instead of cooperating, the driver decides to make a run for it. launching a heart-stopping pursuit that's about to push the limits. In an unforeseen twist, the chase comes to a screeching halt as the pickup truck crashes in a fiery explosion. The intense impact sends shockwaves through the night, leaving us all in awe of the sheer power of the collision. The Salt River is a place of serenity and adventure, where visitors can soak in the scenic beauty while enjoying kayaking, fishing, and even horseback riding. It's a true paradise. But guess what? Even in paradise, challenges can emerge. Their mission, to respond to some of the most daring rescue operations along the Salt River, and they do it with a unique set of tools. Their dedication and expertise come into play when navigating the crowded river, especially during peak season. The Salt River becomes a playground for thousands of tubers and kayakers, creating new challenges for the Lake Patrol. Amidst the bustling river, a critical water rescue unfolded, caught on bodycam footage. A young girl found herself in a life-threatening situation. After a challenging 8-minute journey, the Lake Patrol members reached Carly and pulled her on board the airboat. Thanks to their efforts and Deputy Cecilini's life-saving chest compressions, Carly survived. Here we have incredible footage that will ignite your curiosity and leave you mesmerized. On April 16th, 2019, a remarkable event unfolded in the skies over Bethany Beach, Delaware. Picture this. It was a serene Tuesday evening on April 16th, 2019. The sun has set, casting a warm glow over the horizon. Suddenly, a brilliant fireball emerges in the sky, leaving a trail of awe in its wake. Eyewitnesses were treated to an unforgettable spectacle as the fireball blazed through the atmosphere, capturing people's attention far and wide. This vigilant officer's dashcam impeccably captured the fireball's incandescent brilliance, tracing its graceful descent toward the distant horizon. Such awe-inspiring sights are a rarity for police officers to capture, and we extend our heartfelt gratitude to Officer Kutz for generously sharing this extraordinary footage. Here is a gripping body camera footage of Officer Turner's heroic rescue that captures the heart-stopping moments as Officer Turner approaches the burning vehicle, finding the injured man lying on the ground.
Recording. EOS on duty.
Wanted trapped in vehicles and talk.
Ready for one trapped vehicle fully involved.
Give me a hand, give me
The scene is set. Flames engulf a mangled vehicle, smoke billowing into the night sky. Officer Turner receives a distress call seconds away from forever changing one man's life. Officer Kevin Turner acted swiftly, and there, lying on the ground, he finds the injured man, disoriented and unable to escape the vehicle's wreckage. The burning metal creates an unbearable heat, but Officer Turner remains laser-focused on the task.
Oh, come on, give me a hand. Give me a hand. It's okay, I'm getting you out. Okay.
Without hesitation, he pulls the person across the ground to safety, with flames engulfing the car just before them. His quick thinking and remarkable bravery undoubtedly saved a life. Officer Turner's selflessness is a powerful reminder of the bravery and dedication displayed by law enforcement officers in the face of danger. Here is another heart-pounding footage of high-speed pursuit, quick maneuvers, and an unexpected twist as a GMC Denali trying to outrun the Arkansas State Police. As the chase heated up, the Denali driver began weaving through traffic, making daring left-of-center moves, speeding and slamming the brakes, all in a bid to elude the relentless Arkansas State Police. In a moment of intense action, the trooper executed a tactical vehicle intervention maneuver, causing the Denali to swerve off the road. However, the determined suspect managed to navigate out of the ditch and continued their desperate escape. The pursuit eventually reached a climactic end as the Denali lost control while navigating a curve, crashing into trees and brush. The dust settled, and the chaos subsided, marking the end of an adrenaline-fueled chase. Imagine being on a peaceful flight and suddenly witnessing a situation that catches everyone off guard. That's precisely what happened on a flight from North Texas to Dallas.
Okay.
Despite the chaos caused by this unruly passenger, the rest of the travelers on board remained calm and cooperative. As the passenger was led away in handcuffs, a round of applause erupted from those who witnessed the event.
Thanks. I'll be back to talk to you in a second.
The authorities wasted no time in taking the passenger into custody. However, it wasn't an easy task. The passenger resisted arrest, dropping to his knees, and even had to be wheeled away from the airport in a wheelchair. In 2012, Yorba Linda, California, witnessed a series of underground electrical vault explosions that not only left a community in the dark, but also showcased the bravery of first responders. As if from a movie, a police officer patrolling the streets captured an astonishing sight on his dash cam. The moment an underground electrical vault exploded, illuminating the night sky and plunging the area into chaos.
Just exploded.
But the story was far from over. As emergency personnel raced to the scene, they faced an escalating nightmare. The initial blast was just the tip of the iceberg, as subsequent explosions rocked the area. Captain David Wolf of the Orange County Fire Authority rushed to the scene, displaying remarkable courage. However, fate had other plans. A blast propelled him nearly 10 feet, leaving him disoriented and injured. The footage reveals the harrowing moments that followed, showcasing the resilience of our brave first responders. Thursday morning, and the perfect day for a little adventure. That's exactly what these three kids thought when they decided to explore the Sam Houston National Forest. Little did they know, their adventure would take an unexpected turn.
He's good. Kids, I'm the police. Are y'all ready to get out of the woods? Come on, buddy.
Let's get out of here. You got chase markers in you?
After a few tense hours of searching, Sergeant Smith's perseverance paid off. He stumbled upon the kids in the midst of the dense forest. The kids looked scared, and all they wanted was to go back home. When Sheriff Smith found them, it felt like we were saved by a superhero.
Yep, just follow that little opening. Let's pick up the jacket, buddy. Don't get too far ahead, okay? I don't want to lose you again.
With unwavering determination and years of experience, Sergeant Smith led the kids out of the forest, back to the worried arms of their families. Can you imagine the overwhelming joy and relief those parents must have felt? In the Green Sea area, a police car dashboard camera captured a series of events that would forever change the lives of those involved. As the officer chased after the speeding motorcyclist, things got tense real quick. The motorcyclist, fully aware of the risk, thought it'd be a good idea to play a game of cat and mouse with the law. But little did he know, his choice was about to come back and bite him big time. The consequences were no joke. It was one of those moments where you just shake your head and wonder what they were thinking. The situation took a turn for the worse, leaving a lasting impact on everyone involved and the community.
County, 1050, just 1050, County, send me EMS and Highway Patrol right here, Olive Drive.
The police officer skillfully closed the distance between them. The sound of sirens blaring filled the air, urging the motorcyclist to reconsider his actions. But he continued accelerating, weaving through traffic, seemingly determined to evade capture. And then, in a split second, the motorcyclist, perhaps sensing the imminent danger, turned his head briefly. But it was too late. The collision was unavoidable. The catastrophic impact sent shockwaves through the scene. In this next video, we have a disturbing incident that recently unfolded on a plane, leading to the apprehension of a 23-year-old woman.
You feel you need to do to me, right? So I'm going to say what I have meant to say.
If you do not
I'm
stop.
already going to get arrested.
You're going to get arrested if you don't stand up and get off the aircraft.
Probably already going to. I really
Then
honestly...
stand up and get off the aircraft. That's all.
Airport police were called to the scene after flight attendants encountered difficulties with a passenger who adamantly refused to wear a mask. arguing with flight attendants and spitting at other passengers. The disruptive behavior escalated, leading to a series of concerning actions that distressed the airline's cabin crew and fellow passengers.
Hey, have a seat. Watch your head.
However, the woman adamantly refused to leave her seat. In response to her actions, the woman was eventually arrested by airport police. She now faces charges of resisting an officer, trespassing, and interference with aircraft operations. These charges reflect the seriousness of her disruptive behavior and disregard for the safety and well-being of her fellow passengers. Next, we bring you a deeply tragic story that underscores the devastating consequences that can arise from a police pursuit. The pursuit began in Troy and extended north towards Huber Heights. As officers pursued the suspect, 19-year-old Jalen Alexander, with outstanding warrants, including charges of felonious assault and child endangerment, raising concerns about the safety of the community. The pursuit concluded in a devastating and heart-wrenching tragedy, casting a dark shadow as it claimed the lives of 2 individuals and inflicted injuries upon 2 others.
431. I need medic.
Swiftly, officers arrived at the scene to gauge the gravity of the situation. Despite the rapid and valiant efforts of emergency personnel, the injuries sustained by those involved proved too severe.